We want every side to come together to attempt to take down the 100 side.
Man, they gotta
We want
understand,
all the
Wack.
smoke.
We go off the content.
Three, two, one. Hey there, welcome back to the channel where we keep it real. No capping. I'm your host, bringing you nothing but straight fire and authenticity. Today, we're diving into 12 rooms that I got to promote. The 100 ENT showroom, hosted by Big Wack100. The Beehive room. Love and R&B room, hosted by the Queen of the 100 side, R&B. No room for the weak. No mercy room. Spin the block room. 100 ENT Jailbreak Squad room. 100 ENT South room. Petty Betty and Toxic Tanya room. Dangerous Minds room, hosted by Beast. Good Burger, hosted by Pitbull. Sleepless in LA, and many more. If you want to get closer or you want to be a part of the show, go to Clubhouse, follow one of these rooms, or you look for a room titled with Wack100. These particular videos all made possible by the one and only Wack100. Get ready to vibe with me as we explore the hardest topics that need some real recognition in the streets. Let's jump right into it and show some love to this channel by hitting the like and or subscribe button. So, without further ado, hold it down. One mic on Wack.
He's past that. I thought you didn't notice.
Oh, I caught what? I told as soon as I got home.
I think it was. I was asking for this like can of Starbucks coffee, and I was like, "Yo, let me get that black can." And then I forget, but somehow it became an R&B joke.
So now I'm a black can?
I said,
You got a nice can.
Oh, a nice can. Okay, so I was thinking more like a Coca-Cola bottle or
see
something.
what I'm saying?
I'm
So
sure
now
we can
be a
do that
bottle.
too.
I said that I stay at home all day, and he said some shit like, well, I see why you stay at home all day, like some slick shit, like R&B would keep me at home. He said some slick shit.
That's okay, 22ster. We're gonna do that partner swap pretty soon, so it's okay.
He don't want no parts of that.
Man, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna
This
end
guy's
up
too
up.
horny.
I'm gonna end up with two.
I don't know. I might be able to take Lena down. I'm telling you, Adam. I might. You know, I might snatch her. Up.
Hey, man, once you go black, you never go back. But she went black, and she came back. So I feel like
That's a fact.
I can't be too scared, you know.
Bars.
What up, man? Listen, it been a while since Adam been in here. You know, it was an uproar because y'all felt like he disrespected y'all. I said, I'm gonna bring him, but that's my brother. We gotta keep it respectable. But y'all can ask some questions because he said something like he don't give a shit about those little 40 people over there.
No.
Oh, he really
40
talking
is
Your
crazy.
little
Yeah, he had a lot
Clubhouse
to
game.
say.
40 of us.
Nobody cares.
Not too much, Adam.
I'm popping my shit.
Not too much, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, Adam, you gotta
So
chill out, man.
hold on, Adam.
Hey,
What about your little no jumper gang over there? You know, the Remos and the Flacos and the Trick babies. You don't think that's a little
Trick?
no jumper gang?
Trick?
Yes, he's he's Trick baby, not the brick.
I'm not. He says I'm not part of the gang. I'm just a visiting guest. So, you know.
Nah, I mean, you definitely are in a different category for sure. We got to keep you away from everybody else.
I don't know. What do you talk, bro? Me and Lush get along just fine.
True.
Me and Flacco get along just fine. I made the attempt to do the Brick Baby meetup, and he canceled. I didn't cancel. I was trying to get everybody right. Him right, me right, loose part of my circle. Right now, it would have been an explosion. Fucking building would have been crazy.
Nah, that would have been fire, but it turns out your pussy ain't good enough.
Huh? I'm dead.
No, that's your man.
Damn, blood.
Yo,
Not
you got
nice.
something to do with that word? Because I don't know where that came from.
That's boy pussy.
Yeah, that is boy pussy. Hey, Adam, it's
I heard
There's no
Birdie.
Gucci's
such
mad about it.
there's no such a thing as boy pussy. Like, what's
Yes, it
going on?
is. Yes, it
It's
No,
is.
there's
definitely not.
not.
It's
Maddie,
So
definitely
turn that
wait,
not.
so
damn mic
Adam,
down.
Adam,
Turn that
Adam,
damn
is
mic
this
down.
It's
something that
definitely not.
is this something that was said on No Jumper before he said that on Cam Capone?
Nah, he never said that to me. That was an exclusive.
Yo, now hold on, Adam. I think I'm kind of responsible for this. Cause maybe a few segments ago, I said, yo, respectfully, Brick, I believe, is out of the streets and he's on his way just to be on the podcast entertainer side and not give a. And I've been noticing the on hoods, dead homies on 6-0 he's been slowing down. Remember, I was serious. I said if I challenge him to stop saying that so much and just take his rightfully position on this side of the business, I think he's done with the streets.
Wow, I don't know. He ain't told me yet if that's true, but
I mean, because he got to be trolling. I'm saying that's trolling, but his disposition he takes, he can't troll like that. I can't troll like that.
I was a little shocked by that one. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, but okay, but think about that. If you decided that you wanted to drop your flag and your way of dropping it was just to start saying on podcasts, that would be pretty.
I just think just not to just
Yeah, I don't know.
do what you want. You know,
I'll support him if that's the direction he wants to go in, but I don't know. He hasn't made that clear to me yet.
I don't think he dropped his flag though. I think his flag dropped him. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah, I don't know nothing about
well,
that.
I will tell you in these days, you will have a group of people from your neighborhood that will say things that they won't say to your face. And then you have a group of people from your neighborhood that's going to continue to support you for what you say you are. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? I hear people with loose. I was arguing with little dude the other day over there about loose cannon, right? But when I pull up on loose cannons, right, I know what's with him. So you know that's just how. Especially when you're dealing with big neighborhoods. I don't know no one guy that's just favored and loved by everybody in the neighborhood. I haven't seen that yet. Somebody's gonna have an issue with you. Somebody's gonna be jealous of your positioning. Somebody's gonna have a story about you before you became who you are today. It's just what it is. So, you know, end of the day, I'm not gonna say where he's not from. I will say there's some people over there that will say they don't acknowledge him as that. And I will say I don't believe Brick is doing anything these days to try to further that or solidify I'm still that guy doing all these things. I don't think he's doing that. I think he looks at his kids and his wife before anything, personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, we ain't talked about anything like that. So if his feelings have changed on his allegiances, then that's news to me. But I was surprised by the good bussy comment. I heard Gucci Mane's not too happy about it.
He'll never respond verbally.
Gucci?
Nah, he's not gonna respond verbally. You might hear something in the song one day and 2 years from now, but Gucci's not responding to that shit verbally.
Nah, but we heard from a friend of a friend that he wasn't feeling it.
And he need to probably stay out of Atlanta and Florida for a little while.
Yeah, that's a fact. He gonna have some issues. He bump into some niggas that love Gucci.
Yeah, he need to stay out. I wish he wouldn't have did that because Brick be trying to move around. Pull the team up. Just don't mind people up. AB, I know you have some questions. Y'all have some Q&As for this for my white counterpart. That is my brother. Let's make sure we keep it respectful. And
Wack100.
And go ahead on. Y'all got the floor.
What's up, Adam? Welcome to the 100 floor. We appreciate you coming through. All right. So, Adam, I know you came from the BMX culture.
Right.
I know that's where you started. Now, how did you get into podcasting and eventually into hip hop?
I mean, I always been into rap, but I always like thought that I wasn't going to be able to have like a position in the industry or whatever. But then like as I was watching the podcast and shit take off in terms of like I was watching Combat Jack and Joe Budden and all that kind of shit, and it kind of occurred to me that I I was close to a lot of the underground shit, a lot of the SoundCloud shit that was popping off at that time, and none of the podcasters that I was into were doing anything with any of the artists that I was fucking with. And I'm looking at these guys like, damn, these dudes are getting millions of views on their shit. So somebody got to interview them, and I already had the whole setup to be doing that because I was doing the BMX content, and at the same time I was like going to all these parties downtown LA, meeting a lot of important underground rappers at that time. So it just kind of was natural for me to pivot into doing that shit. And then within the first year of me doing that shit, I interviewed XXX Tentacion, and then that all of a sudden had like every label and a lot of like big rapper managers hitting me up and shit like that. So that was kind of my entry point into the industry. And then ever since then, I've just been doing everything I can, just trying to grind just with that little bit of momentum that I got from that interview. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit because I can deal at the time, but yeah.
Okay, all right. Yes, you are. Will ask you, running a platform like No Jumper, that involves navigating like different, legal risks. How have those challenges affected the way you approach content creation and platform management?
Well, sometimes you'll hire somebody and you think that they have good intentions and you think that they seem like a decent person, and then all of a sudden they're making up a conspiracy about getting shot and trying to extort money out of you. So, I've seen it all the way from like really good people to the worst of the worst in terms of how people engage with the platform. And it's taught me a lot in terms of like how you should manage your relationships with people. Somebody like Wack, I've had nothing but good relationships with, and he was the one that everybody told me to be worried about. And then meanwhile there are other people that nobody ever warned me about who ended up kind of being the slipperiest type people in terms of being shady as fuck. So
Adam, check it out. Keep it real, bro. We've been rocking for a minute, right?
yeah.
It's certain things that I know for a fact, as a brother, as a business partner, you would never do. Real shit. One
Right.
thing I know, if you got a problem with me, I tell people, Adam ain't no motherfucker. He gonna tell you straight up. He real easy to have a conversation with, because he gonna tell you. If you ask him some shit, whether you want to hear it or not, he gonna say whatever he want to say. Right? Adam, we've been rocking for a while.
For sure. I got nothing but left for Wack. And Wack, it's like everybody wants to treat him like he's this conspiracy theorist and as if he's just making up shit about people all the time. But I mean, there's a fine line between trolling and truth. But more often than not, he's keeping it real. So I got to give it to him. I mean, I'm not convinced that Rockstar is a heroin addict like he tried to convince me the other day. But Rockstar was just hitting me up complaining because I came on here and I didn't go in his clubhouse.
It did it. Yo, Rockstar gotta understand his levels in his shit. You on the other side. That's just like me going over there and doing some shit with somebody I know better. People don't understand politics and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't get it. They don't understand it. One thing I don't give a would have never happened, regardless of what happened. They will never ever use this is my words out of my mouth, Adam. You will never see me running a campaign on you. I don't even understand that kind of shit. And with you, I get it. You don't start it until somebody start on you or say some shit like Sharp. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
let's talk about Sharp. This filthy.
Sharp, this
We
the
do
hunted
need to hear your
side.
blood.
This the hunted side. Salute to the
I'm
king
gonna
and the
steal
queen.
that if you want
Oh, a vampire pimp is crazy.
Hold on, what you say, Adam? Yo, Sharp, I see every day. I don't know if he's like found a bunch of shit he wants to talk about. He just spacing it out. But every day he's looking away from the camera and he's sipping and he's just in a rant.
Yeah, they told me that last night, or like a night or two ago, that he went on stream and he was trying to actually talk about the election and shit, and the numbers were sliding down like crazy because he was trying to talk about something outside of No Jumper. So I feel like he doesn't feel like he could talk about anything else because that's the only thing that anybody wants to hear him talk about. So he's kind of stuck right now. And he tries to talk about anything outside of us. People just start exiting the stream. So I mean, honestly though, the Sharp thing would make me sad if I took him more seriously as a human being, because the truth is that we made some good money together. We had a nice relationship for a couple years there, but Sharp was like, really, if you look at everybody who has ever been on No Jumper, House Phone, AD, T-Rail, like on a sheer personality level, I was kicking it with those dudes. Like we were actually friends to some extent, you know? Now with Sharp,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He was always the person that like we could have a cool 5-10 minute conversation, but I wasn't really trying to kick it with him because he's a weirdo. And whenever I would bring him places, I would be getting complaints from the girls. My girls started to dislike him after a while because he was so disrespectful to other random girls. So I mean, me bringing him onto the platform was kind of like me
That's a
saying,
bad thing, Adam.
but me bringing him on was kind of like me saying, all right, this guy might not be my favorite type of person, but I'm gonna bring him on because it seems like the content's working and the people are, it's gonna make money. That's good for the business, whatever. But in the end, he really kind of showed his true colors by just talking a bunch of shit instead of like approaching me with his issues.
I'm gonna be real. Like the minute somebody significant other starts to dislike you for some shit, you need to check it, or you on your way out on some real shit. You off the rip. Your wife, I guarantee you, will tell you right from the first time we ever met to every time I see her, she don't have no problems with Wack. Straight
No,
up.
yeah, she likes you.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta always keep that right, because the minute when they start to feel something that your wife is plugged into you, believe it or not. So she's gonna see some shit that you may not see because you blinded on some man shit. The
Yeah.
minute my woman start to telling me certain things about an individual, I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna pay that attention. And the first sign I get, then I'm gonna pull back. So yeah, I don't know, man. He blames you for what wasn't happening for him, but on the same token, you don't do what he does. He went to the pimp content, and neither one of us really understand that shit. Adam does plug talk, but he's not. This is an understanding. This is not a force. And when we hear pimp, it's kind of like it's a manipulation or a force thing going on, right? So it's two total different things.
Yeah,
And
I mean, my girl, like she's a girl's girl. Like her relationships with women in her life are very important to her, and she with anybody who's rude to like girls, and with him, it's like there's two girls who work as an Instagram, but they're both hella low key, and they work for Plug Talk, but they don't have OnlyFans. They're not interested in being porn stars, nothing like that. So the fact that Sharp was like hella rude and weird to those girls, like that was for sure the beginning of Lena not fucking with him, just because like she just demands like the basic respect to the women that work with us and shit, and he totally that up from the very beginning, because he was just like it's just like you got to understand how weird it is for Sharp, where he feels like he's able to have this level of control over girls, but then when it comes to the porn star world, that one of the biggest things you got to learn if you're a dude who wants to do business in the porn star world is that these girls have more control and more power than most of the
that's a
dudes.
fact.
So
That's
if
a
you're a
fact.
dude and you're talking to a chick and she's making $200,000 a month, what the are you gonna tell her? And for Sharp, he's not comfortable with that. He likes to keep his broken barefoot, and like they got to listen to him. And I don't think Sharp ever really got over the fact that like not one of the girls that ever came through besides Damn Homie was willing to give him some.
Yeah, that's wild.
And see, then Damn Homie gives him some, boom, ruins his whole life. He ruined his whole life for her. It's crazy.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And then the pimp cup ends up is that really his pimp cup? Is that the cup? Where is that cup, bro? It's the cup.
Actually, the funny thing about that cup is that it was never his. There was this girl that worked for No Jumper for a little while, for like a year or two, and it was a Secret Santa thing where everybody exchanged gifts, and she made that cup. She went to Michael's and bought a bunch of like sticky rhinestones and shit, and then she put it all over the cup. And when he got it, like you could go back and watch the video, like he was mad when he got that cup because he felt like it was like a disrespect to his pimping culture or some shit like that. So he never even took the cup home. He left the cup at the office. So it is pretty funny that he's all butthurt about us doing shit with that cup, because that's like it was never even his in the first place. Like he never even brought it home. But Yeah, but the the cup. We got the cup. We're gonna be doing some big things with that cup.
All right, yo, Brock, where you at, man? You had some questions, man. You had a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah, man. What up, Adam, man? It's Brock. I'm from Houston. The dude you always try to like compare to the wrestler or some shit when Wack bring me up, man. So you gotta acknowledge it. You gotta
Brock
start
Lesnar got
acknowledging
us.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brock from Houston, bro. Now we
Brock
know
from
each other.
Houston. And the only
Oh
Brock
shit.
I
Yeah.
know
What's
is
up?
Brock from
Look.
Houston.
Nah, but look, I'm 30, so I remember a time where like No Jumper was like known for acknowledging unacknowledged rappers, like
Uh-huh.
in terms of comedians and stuff like that. Do you think that and especially being from Texas, because you know we lack like a heavy media presence, so it was like important. Do you think you'll ever kind of get back to that?
I mean, I feel like that's pretty much where we're at. It's like we interview rappers that nobody ever heard of all the time. It's just that they got to have some kind of motion or something that makes it interesting to the people. You know, it's tough to do an interview with somebody that nobody ever heard of. Like even on a platform as big as No Jumper, I remember Flacco interviewed some dude that I don't know why he interviewed him, but the dude had no views on anything, and that shit got like 1,800 views. So I mean, we gotta make our decisions wisely, because if the algorithm sees a channel with 5 million subscribers interviewing somebody and it gets 1,800 views, then it's for sure not going to be showing that content to anybody. So I mean, I feel like kind of the biggest difference between us and like a Joe Budden podcast or even academics or whatever is that they all have kind of like higher standards for who they'll interview, and whereas for me, my thing has always been that we're gonna like be able to get views and be able to make interesting content, even interviewing people that are like relatively early in their journey. But I'm always trying to just kind of like scope things like artists that people would be interested in that are kind of early, but it's tough to interview somebody who's really got nothing going on,
Nothing to
because
something.
there's got to be something that makes people click on it, you know?
Yeah, nah, cause I just feel like you was important in that space. Cause like I said, I'm from Texas. We don't have too much. I mean, now we got like a Say Cheese or something like that. But you were really breaking artists, like at that point.
You know
You know,
what's
at some
crazy,
point,
Brock, is we had this conversation on the up and coming segment that comes on at 12 today.
Mm-hmm.
I literally brought it up, and I'm still, he's open to it, but what he's telling me, I agree with. And so I gotta kind of like find something else to like, you know what I mean? Like be sitting in there with, you know, an hour or two, you ain't about, I don't know. Maybe we get 15 minutes of fame when they're in drilling. We can create a clip out your ass and then see how the clips do, and the clips do well. Maybe we can bring you back a little later on. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, cause
You
like
know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, as like a connoisseur, I thought that Adam would naturally transition into like a label. I didn't see it going the way that it is now. It's
He's
big
going
now. It's
into an
good.
artist, actually. I think he's gonna be his own label to him, because they're
I'm
rapping like a.
He say he gonna get his
Birdman.
Birdman on,
Adam, is
not the
rapping
did.
your new hobby?
I think hobby is a good way to put it, because I don't take it that serious. But you know when it started to go crazy is because Traplo Ross was here and he really was like motivated. He kept booking studio time, so it's like if he's gonna book studio time, I'm gonna pull up. And even right now, I got like a couple different rappers that I like, Ralphie the Plug, who told me they want to do a song. So it's like I'm not really trying to be like a artist who's like bearing my soul on a track or anything like that. But I'm definitely down to pull up and make a song with the homies just for fun. Like that shit is fun. So I'm not taking it too serious, but it is fun. I wish I did start like 20 years ago when I was an actual like rapper age and not 40, but whatever.
Nah, you got bars. I think you started because you be saying some shit. Some shit be crazy. The Mechanicsville shit was a little crazy. Okay, but
You write all your own shit, Adam, or you getting ghostwriters?
who else gonna write that shit?
Cause it's kind of like
That's
I
me.
don't
That's
know.
all
It's
me.
like
Why he let
Brick
Brick
Baby
Baby
sound
say
like
all
he'll
of that?
write some shit like.
Yo, who else gonna say? What did he say? I'm in Mechanicsville with the transmissions and shit. Who else is gonna come up with some way out shit like that?
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that
tell
boy,
you, that's crazy.
that boy different right there. I ain't gonna lie. But
I said something in an unreleased song like about how I got so much blood in my. It's not Wack100 or something. I forget.
See what I'm saying? That's weird though.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, he on some different shit. Some different
Bro,
shit.
that's what I'm saying.
Pause.
And you know what's crazy, right? I want to tell the world this, right? I hear this all the time, especially on Clubhouse. Oh, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. and you let Adam play with you like that on no jumper. Hey, listen, I knew the job was dangerous before I took it. I didn't walk into no jumper building on some super gangbang shit. I walked in there as Wack100, which I tell you guys is an entertainer's name, a character, and personality. And the fact that Adam knows who I am and understands that I can sit across from him, right? And we could just bounce the shit back and forth, and I don't turn into the thug in the projects, was one of the reasons why he respects me, right? Does he know I can flip out? Yeah, he knows it. Does he think I'm going to flip out? He knows now. This is my business partner. This is my co-host, right? And he knows all we gonna do is go with the punches. He know I'm gonna retaliate, but I'm not gonna retaliate how you dump whoop his ass. Why you don't? What the f you talking about? That's Adam22.
I think we realized at a certain point that the best version of us having chemistry on the podcast was just both of us being ourselves, and
that's it.
That like creates the crazy, like the differences between us is what makes it interesting, and that's why, like when I sit down with like me and Lush are sort of similar personality wise, I think so. Like us sitting down is not necessarily going to be like the most explosive, but me and Wack are like very different, so it's like there's just a natural amount of attention that it's going to get because people want to see the odd couple. We can appeal to both sides of it because you could get like a corny white boy like myself and a alleged former gang member, and it kind of makes sense,
Nothing that Adam does do I take personal. Straight up, I don't. Nothing. If my woman R&B's there and he's getting his car, he'll tell you I don't look over there attitude or nothing. I know who Adam is. He's real respectful, but Adam is a geek, asshole, corny, funny, creative motherfucker. So at the end of the day, when I look up and see him over there with my woman and he pulled his phone up on his account that's followed by millions of people and giving my woman some shine, that's a salute. I take that as a gesture of respect towards me on some real shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. But yo, also like we have definitely figured out the shit that we don't want to joke about, but a lot of times that shit gets edited out, or we don't do a lot of edits, but we
pulled a gun on me before, bro. He pulled a gun on me.
Listen, I was just about to say this. I said, Adam might get a lot of, but he is definitely not a.
No.
I seen him.
That nigga wanted to fight.
I saw him and Wack bump heads. I swear to God, I respect men so much more because women, oh my God, we would have like tore up the whole office.
We bumped heads.
They bumped heads, and it was like nothing ever happened. I was sitting in there like trying to play peacemaker, like this is amazing, and there's a roller coaster that was going on. Adam looked at me like, I'm sure saying right now. I feel this way. I'm trying to stand in the middle and create peace, and they're like, and when they walked out the office, the shit was over. It was over. It was the dopest shit ever.
Right there. That's my partner, man.
That's probably like the best thing that we got going in terms of our shit, is that we can get into a clash that is like real serious for a couple minutes, and then by the end of the episode it's like, who cares, we already moved past it. That's very good. I think that's healthy.
And you know what, I thought, Adam, you and AD had that. I thought y'all was trolling. Like when the shit first went down, I thought it was a troll. I'm like, me too close, because AD used to always tell me like, yo, I fuck with Adam, he cool and all this. So it took me a minute to realize, like, D serious. Especially since the last time. Adam called me. I'm going to say it. He said, hey, what's up, Wack? What up? I know AD's your boy. Yeah, you my partner? Yeah. He said, let AD know I'm ready to shoot the fair one. Get out. I started laughing. He FaceTimed me. I'm serious. I'm looking at you serious. Right? I called AD. I swear I called AD. I told AD, he said, tell AD pull up. And that's your boy. He know you're not going to let nothing happen. I know you're not going to let nothing happen. He can bring his guy and we shoot the fair one. That's it, right? I called AD. AD said, he serious? I said, yeah, he's serious. AD says, well, what are you going to let me do? I said, you know what I'm not going to let you do. He said, all right, just fix it. I said, I'm not going to let you fight Adam. You know it's not going to happen. Right? As much as, and I can't front. This crazy ass white boy wanted to straight up. He wasn't in no rage. He was calm in the pocket. And I'm like, all right, I had to call AD because he gave me instructions to call. And when I called AD was like, all right, come over there. I'm like, but he said, well, what do you want me to do? I said, I don't want you to do shit. I don't want you to fight Adam. I don't want neither one of y'all fight. Y'all just work this shit out. I'm going to call Adam. I'm going to ask him what the situation is. He's going to tell me. You're going to tell me what yours is. And then y'all going to respect that. And then we're going to go our own ways. Hopefully one day we could all sit down and have a conversation. And that's where it went. But I respected the fact that he didn't give a. This was dangerous about fighting a white dude. When they make their mind up that they want to fight, this ain't about no winning. They just want to fight. And you might f around and get hit with a lucky one.
Right.
And if that happens, it's over with. It was a win-win for Adam anyway. Adam went and got his ass whooped. The fact that he fought AD the Compton Crip would have boosted this shit anyway. But this wasn't no clout shit. He wanted to fight. He said pay-per-view, all that shit. That tell him pull up, we gonna get it out the way. And that day, I had a different type of respect for it. Straight up. But love, this shit finna go crazy. This shit finna go crazy, boy.
Hey, Wack, when you say,
Yo, did you stop